an in-depth summary of The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins, your blueprint for a life of financial freedom. Before we dive in, if advertisements should interrupt this video, please do not click off of the advertisements. Please allow them to play through as a thank you to me for bringing you this valuable information. Now let's continue. So, where do we even begin? The journey to financial freedom, according to Collins, starts with a single, powerful idea, a concept that is so motivating, so liberating, that it's almost impossible to ignore. He calls it FU money. Now, before you think this is about being rude, let's unpack it. FU money isn't about being disrespectful. It's a metaphor for the point where your savings and investments are so substantial that you can tell your boss, F you, and walk away from a job you hate. But here's the kicker. You don't even have to walk away. The true power of FU money is that it gives you an immense sense of security and control. It means you can choose to stay in a job because you love it, not because you're trapped by the paycheck. It means you can turn down a project that feels unethical, or you can take a 6-month sabbatical to travel the world without fear. It allows you to make decisions based on your values and your happiness, rather than out of financial necessity. Think about that for a second. The pressure you feel every day to perform, to please your boss, to tolerate a toxic work environment. It all evaporates when you know deep down that you are not dependent on that single income source. Building FU money is the ultimate goal, and the entire book is a roadmap for how to get there. It's a battle plan for a life on your own terms. The great enemy. Why debt is the opposite of freedom. Before we even talk about building wealth, we have to address the great scourge, as Collins puts it, debt. His stance on consumer debt, things like credit card balances, car loans, personal loans, and student loans, is absolutely uncompromising. He says, in no uncertain terms, that you cannot build wealth if you are a slave to debt. Think of debt like a massive anchor dragging behind you. Every month, you're forced to paddle against the current, and all of that energy is going into just staying in one place, or worse, sinking backward. That interest you're paying? It's a guaranteed loss. It's a tax on your future. While the interest you earn from investing works for you, the interest you pay on debt works against you with the same ruthless power. And guess what? The interest rate on your credit card is almost certainly higher than the returns you're going to get from any investment. So if you have debt, the most financially sound thing you can possibly do is get rid of it. You can't start filling your bucket with water if there's a giant hole in the bottom. The first step, the absolute must-do, is to plug that hole. Collins suggests you get laser-focused on paying off every single bit of consumer debt before you even start seriously investing. Pay off the highest interest debt first, or use a snowball approach where you pay off the smallest balances to build momentum. Whatever you do, make it your number one financial priority. Freedom starts with a balance of zero. The two-step path, the simplest plan you'll ever follow. Once you're debt-free, Collins introduces the core of his philosophy, a two-step process that is so simple, it feels almost too good to be true. He calls it the wealth accumulation path. Step 1. Live below your means and save at least 15% of your gross income. This sounds deceptively simple, but it's the most critical habit you can build. It's not about being a miser or depriving yourself. It's about making conscious choices with your money so that you have more left over. Collins is a huge advocate for automating this process. When you get paid, a portion of your paycheck, 15% or more, should automatically be routed to a savings or investment account. This is the pay yourself first philosophy. The money is gone before you even have a chance to spend it. If 15% feels impossible right now, That's okay. Start with what you can. Maybe it's 5%, maybe it's even just 1%. But every time you get a raise or a bonus or a financial windfall, you increase that savings rate. Your goal is to get to 15% and then never stop. This is the engine of your financial freedom, and it's entirely within your control. Step 2. Invest your savings in the stock market via a low-cost, total market index fund. This is the second half of the equation, and it's what sets Collins' advice apart. Instead of trying to pick individual stocks or paying a high-fee advisor to do it for you, he says to simply buy a slice of the entire American economy. His specific recommendation is the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, which you'll often see referenced as VTSAX. The brilliance of this single recommendation is that it takes all the guesswork out of investing. You don't have to be a stock market genius. You don't have to stay up all night reading financial news. You simply buy a piece of every major public company in the United States and let the economy do its thing. When the American economy grows, your wealth grows right along with it. It's that simple. Why VTSAX? The unbeatable case for index funds. This is where we really need to dig in, because this single piece of advice is so powerful. Collins spends a significant portion of his book laying out the irrefutable case for why a simple index fund is the single best investment vehicle for 99% of people. Reason number 1, you cannot beat the market. Collins provides overwhelming evidence that the vast majority of professional, actively managed fund managers fail to consistently outperform a simple market index over the long term. Think about that for a second. These are people with Ivy League degrees and vast resources, and they still can't reliably beat the market. Why would you or I, with no insider knowledge, think we can do better? He says it's a loser's game to try. When you invest in a total market index fund, you're not trying to beat the market, you're joining it. You're guaranteeing yourself market-level returns, and historically, that has been more than enough to build massive wealth over time. Reason number 2, costs will eat your returns alive. This is the secret killer of most people's investments. Every mutual fund and investment product charges a fee, called an expense ratio. An actively managed fund might charge 1% or even more. This doesn't sound like much, right? But let's run the numbers. Over 30 years, a 1% fee will eat up a staggering amount of your returns, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, VTSAX, on the other hand, charges an expense ratio of around 0.04%. That's a tiny fraction of the cost. By choosing the low-cost option, you're keeping a massive amount of your own money, and that money continues to compound and grow for you. This one factor alone is a game changer over a lifetime of investing. Reason number 3, instant, effortless diversification. When you buy a total market index fund, you're not just buying one stock. You're buying a tiny slice of over 3,500 different companies. You get a piece of Apple, Amazon, and Google, but you also get a piece of thousands of smaller, lesser-known companies. This is the ultimate don't put all your eggs in one basket strategy. If one company struggles or even goes bankrupt, it has almost no impact on your overall portfolio. This drastically reduces your risk compared to buying individual stocks, and it's completely passive. You just make your one purchase, and you're automatically diversified. Reason number 4, it's completely hands-off. The beauty of this strategy is that it's built for busy, normal people who don't want to spend their lives glued to a screen watching stock tickers. Once you've set up your automatic monthly investments, your job is simply to forget about it. You don't have to make any decisions. You don't have to read financial reports. You just let it do its thing, year after year, through market highs and market lows. It's the most stress-free path to wealth you'll ever find. The one thing you must never do: don't try to time the market. This is another huge point that Collins hammers home. He says that the only person who can reliably time the market is a liar. Nobody knows when a crash is coming, and nobody knows when the market has hit its bottom. The people who get hurt the most are those who try to sell when they see bad news, because they inevitably miss the biggest upswings, which often happen right after a crash. The antidote to this is a concept called dollar-cost averaging. It's the practical application of Collins' philosophy. It means you invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals. Let's say $500 on the first of every month, regardless of what the market is doing. When the market is high, your $500 buys fewer shares. When the market is low, your $500 buys more shares at a discount. Over time, this averages out your purchase price, and most importantly, it removes emotion from the equation. It turns a scary market crash into an incredible opportunity to buy your future for a lower price. Collins' simple advice here is to stay the course. Don't panic. Don't sell. Just keep buying, month after month, decade after decade. The market will always eventually go up. The secret weapon, the magic of compound interest. If index funds are your vehicle to wealth, then compound interest is the engine that powers it. Collins calls it your greatest friend, and for good reason. Compound interest is the process where the money you earn on your investments starts to earn money itself. It's a snowball effect that starts out small and slow, but over time, it builds into an absolute avalanche of wealth. To truly understand its power, let's look at a classic example. Let's imagine we have two friends, Sarah and Mike. Sarah is smart and starts investing early. She starts at age 25, investing $500 per month. After just 10 years, she gets tired of it and decides to stop investing completely at age 35. Her total investment is a mere $60,000. Mike, on the other hand, waits until he's 35 to start. He invests the same $500 per month, but he does it consistently for the next 30 years until he's 65. His total investment is a whopping $180,000, 3 times more than Sarah's. Assuming a very conservative 8% average annual return for both of them, what happens? By the time they both turn 65, Mike's investment of $180,000 will have grown to a little over $750,000. That's a fantastic return. But Sarah's initial $60,000, which she invested much earlier and then left alone, will have grown to over $1.1 million. The difference is staggering, and it's all because of compound interest. Sarah gave her money an extra decade to compound and grow, and that head start made her over $250,000 richer. The lesson here is crystal clear. Time is a more valuable asset than money when it comes to investing. Start early. Start now. Even with a small amount, you are giving your future self an incredible gift. The philosophy behind the path. So, what is the ultimate takeaway from all of this? The simple path to wealth is not just about a fun ticker or a specific percentage. It's about a complete mindset shift. It's a rebellion against the financial industry that thrives on complexity and fear. Collins' philosophy is a beautiful combination of a few core tenets. Live below your means. Be conscious about your spending. Understand the difference between wants and needs. The goal is to spend less than you earn, so you have something left over to invest. Avoid debt at all costs. Debt is the enemy of freedom. Get rid of it, and then stay away from it. Invest with unwavering discipline. Choose a simple, low-cost index fund, automate your investing, and stick with it through good times and bad. Don't check your portfolio every day. Don't try to get clever. Embrace the power of time. Time is your greatest ally. Start now, and let compounding do the heavy lifting for you. The simple path is a journey of discipline, not genius. It's a path that anyone, regardless of their income or their financial knowledge, can follow. The hard part isn't the investing. It's the personal habit building and the mental fortitude to stick to the plan when everyone else is panicking. But the reward, my friends, is a life of freedom. A life where you are in control. A life where you have FU money. Disclaimer: this video is for equipping, educating, and empowering and should not be considered financial advice. Investing involves risk. Always consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment decisions. Your financial well-being is paramount. If this video has helped you, please click the thumbs up button to give this video a like. Subscribe to this channel for more videos to help you with your personal finances. In the comments section, let us know how you have been helped by this video. Don't forget to share this video with everyone you care about.